starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Thursday! And if you're out here in the US, of course, then you do have tomorrow off as we observe Veterans Day. Thank you indeed for joining in Storytime. Thank you for being here with us. Please let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. I am so glad that we're here together for another story. Yes, another one from Chronicle Books of San Francisco. And this one is coming back to us after a little bit. And this one is called Neighbors. And it is written and illustrated by Kasya Denisevich. And of course, like we mentioned, we're reading this one with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. A beautiful book, beautiful illustrations, and one indeed that just tackles that issue of anxiety, whether it's going to a new place, meeting new people, and everything that comes with that. And so I hope that this one too helps you just ease those fears, ease that anxiety that you have about being in a new place, about meeting new people. And I hope too that that we take time to just relax and find that inner space. Remember from sometimes all I need is me. I hope we can find that inner space and just be able to breathe. And talking about breathing, our special mention for today is When I Breathe Deeply. This one is written by a good friend of mine, Jill Guerra, and it's just such a beautiful book, giving us some good techniques, some good ways to relax, to connect with our inner selves. When I Breathe Deeply. And this one is a bilingual book too. It is also in Spanish, so you can read it, find that special corner, and indeed maybe even close your eyes and just breathe to help us relax. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you, and I hope that indeed where you are having a wonderful start to your day. Or depending on where you are in the world, maybe you're having a wonderful end to your day. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Plugging in a few things here, just making sure everything is running smoothly. Thank you so much for joining in, and I am glad that we are here together. Let us see who is with us this morning, ready to enjoy a wonderful story. Good morning to you, Christine Costa. How are you doing today? Miles and Owen, thank you so much for joining in. From Miles and Owen, well, thank you, Miles. Thank you, Owen. How are you doing today? Kristen, where are you guys joining us from today? Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Glad you're here, and I hope that we definitely see you here for more story times. Thank you for joining in. Good morning to you, Miles and Owen. Big hugs to you. Welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining us, and absolutely love it that you are here with us. And Christine, good morning to you as well. Thank you so much for joining in. Soniwe Ngwenya, how are you doing today? So good to see you. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And for everybody else that is here too, so Niwa Ngwenya and I were in the same class, grade 8 and grade 9. And then, of course, we were at the same high school for that 5 years. So really good friend right here, bringing back all the good memories. And thank you for joining in, Soniwe. I hope that you are well. And of course, I'll hopefully see you very, very soon. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Absolutely love it. Good morning to you. How are you doing? Lydia Yamaguchi or is it good evening for you out there in Japan? Thank you so much for joining in. I will practice how to say that soon. Good evening to you, Lydia. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. And somehow I find myself awake again. Well, we're glad you're awake. We're glad that you could join us here on Storytime this morning or this evening for you out there in Japan. Thank you so much for joining us. Absolutely appreciate you. Good morning to you, Nathan and Sarah, out in sunny and breezy Illinois today. Happy Thursday to our Storytime neighbors. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Sarah and Nathan, and of course, Amanda West. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. And Amanda, I hope you're proud of me. I voted too. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Neighbors, and this one written and illustrated by Kasya Denisevich. I hope you're ready for this one. I hope that you enjoy it. It is indeed a beautiful one indeed, coming to us from Chronicle Box of San Francisco. And good to see that you are joining us. Miles and Owen, you are joining us from Massachusetts. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Good to see you here. I am glad that you joined us, and I hope that you join us for many, many more Storytimes to come. Welcome to this wonderful community. Yes, Storytime is what it is because of the amazing people, the amazing community that we have here together. Everybody looking out for each other and indeed supporting each other. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime, and welcome. Miles and Owen, thank you for being here. And of course, Kristen Coster as well. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. Good morning to you. How are you doing? Right here in Oakland, Soraya, and of course, Sharon Lungo. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Storytime. I hope that you are ready for our story for today. Yes, neighbors, 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 coming right up. Please join me on the other side of this very short message that we have this morning and get to enjoy Storytime today. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you on the other side of this very short message. Thank you for joining in Storytime.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda Davis. I'm a children's book author, illustrator, and high school art educator. I am the author of 30,000 Stitches, the inspiring story of the National 9/11 flag, illustrated by Sally Warren Comport and published with Worthy Kids # book group. One thing that drew me to writing 30,000 Stitches was the idea that people from all different communities came out to stitch this flag and make it whole again. So I hope that when people read 30,000 Stitches, they remember the power of sharing our stories. When people came out to stitch the flag, they shared their stories, whether about loss or pain or love. We all have stories to tell, and by sharing our stories and listening to one another's stories, we can create a better understanding of each other and create a sense of connection and unity. And this is what creates a more inclusive world. I hope you enjoy your story time with Mr. Lamada. Bye, everybody.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. I am glad that we are here together. Get ready for this one. Neighbors, written and illustrated by Kasya Denisevich. And we're reading this one with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. And as always, indeed, a big thank you to them for allowing us to share these wonderful books here with you on Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in. And yes, a big thank you to Chronicle Books of San Francisco and the creator, of course, author, illustrator, Kasya Denisevich. Neighbors, here we go. I know last time we read this, I asked what this reminded somebody, and I think it might have been, was it Clara or somebody did say it reminded them of a soccer ball. It does too. It does remind me of that. What does it remind you of? Did somebody say kitchen floor? Maybe. All right, here we go. Neighbors, written and illustrated by Kasya Denisevich. And we're reading this one with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Neighbors. I know my new address by heart. Do you know your new address by heart? Clara, Erin, I know you're moving recently. Do you know your new address by heart? Well, this one does. 3 Ponds Lane. I know my new address by heart. 3 Ponds Lane. Yeah. Moving. 3 Ponds Lane, Building 2, Apartment 12. Ah, we know where to find you, friend. I know my new address by heart. 3 Ponds Lane, Building 2, Apartment 12. There we go. Do you like your new home? And I finally have a room all to myself. Ah, yes. But if you stop to think about it, I finally have a room all to myself. But if you stop to think about it, my ceiling is someone's floor, and my floor is someone's ceiling. Whoa. Oh, yay, it was you, Clara. Yes. Love it. My ceiling is someone's floor. Yeah, think about it. And your floor is someone's ceiling. Remember, she's in an apartment building too. So this might not be true for all of you, but it is true for her. If I could stretch my hand through that wall, I could actually touch someone. And that someone is my new neighbor. Might freak them out. If I could do that trick, I think a few people would be in for a fright. If I could stretch my hand through that wall, I could actually touch someone. And that someone is my new neighbor. Just think about that. Neighbors are really all around me. I wonder what they are doing right now. Are they going to bed just like me? Are they reading a book just like us? What are they doing? Are they having their breakfast? Look at all those neighbors. I hope you can see all the different things they're up to. That is so cool to think about. Yeah, neighbors are all around me. I wonder what they're doing right now. Do they look like me? Or are they different in every way? Do you wonder? Do you know? Do they look like me? Or are they different in every way? Are they at home? Great question. Do they work at night? Are they on vacation? Great question. Are they at home? Neighbors. Do they even exist? Or maybe my building is my only neighbor. Great wonderings. Do they even exist? Or maybe my building is my only neighbor. Look closely next time you're outside. What if there is nothing at all beyond the walls of my room? What if there is nothing at all beyond the walls of my room? Oh, such an imagination. I love it. How does your room compare? Neighbors. Oh. Thin walls separate. Is your neighborhood quiet like this too at night? Or does it look this serene? Can't hear the sounds, but it definitely looks quiet in my head. Don't take my word for it. That's just in my head. I am picturing this to be a quiet place. Love it. Well, today is the day to find out. Do my neighbors even exist? Do they look like me? Or are they different in every way? Today is the day to find out. Are you ready to find out with her? Well, let's find out together. Oh, the door cracks open. Who's gonna come out? Do they look like me? Or are they different in every way? Hello, friend. Hello, neighbor. Now I've met my neighbor. Now, what about my new classmates? I wonder what they are like. Do you remember your first day with your classmates? How did you feel before meeting them? Did you wonder what they would be like? Are they what you expected? Now, what about my new classmates? I wonder what they are like. Well, good thing is to have a neighbor to walk with you all the way to school. And good luck meeting your new classmates. And that is the end of our story. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Absolutely love it. This one is called Neighbors. It is written and illustrated by Kasya Denisevich, and we were reading it with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Join me on the other side of the short break when we come back for more Storytime chat.
Hola, my name is Shamile Sayed Mendez, and I am the author of Where Are You From, Furia, and many other books for young readers. You're watching Storytime with Mr. Limara.
Welcome back, friends. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. And of course, our special mention for today is When I Breathe Deeply. Cuando respiro profundo. Somebody did say I read that with an English accent. I am trying, but my Spanish, non-existent. But I love the sound of it. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. When I Breathe Deeply. Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, that one is our special mention for today. Find it at your local library. And you know what? The Social Justice Holiday Children's Book Fair is happening on December 11th. Look out for all the bits coming out very shortly. Will be of course Storytime will be there. We will have pre-programming here on Storytime, and then of course we'll be there on site as well to enjoy and get all the books from all the creators out there. So please look out for that Social Justice Holiday Children's Book Fair coming up this December 11th, and Storytime is very much involved. So, and Ju Guerra will be there for sure. And so come get some signed copies of When I Breathe Deeply. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. I hope you enjoyed Neighbors, this one by Kasya Denisevich. And of course, we're back again tomorrow for more Storytime. Yes, it's a holiday, but we're here. Storytime is here tomorrow, and we're bringing back a favorite. And this one is called What Can a Citizen Do? Yes, we've voted. There's so much to do. The work never stops. And of course, we thank those that that have served this country and are serving this country too. And so, and just in extension too, think of all those that are serving in different parts of the world. So indeed, what can a citizen do? Join in tomorrow and find out what little roles we can play in our neighborhoods to make a difference. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Oh, Amanda West, I'm very proud of you and everyone who voted well. Thank you so much. Nathan and Sarah even donated some of their Halloween candy to share with the voters. Oh my goodness, you are all so special. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely appreciate that. Yay for youth involvement. Absolutely, absolutely. I agree with you 100, 1,000, 1,000,000%. It makes a difference as we are seeing. Every vote matters. It does too. Thank you so much for sharing that. Indeed, absolutely appreciate it. And I hope that yes, every little way that we can support, I appreciate that. And thank you for those reminders, Amanda West, Sarah, and Nathan. Thank you for doing what you did. Thank you so much. Sharing your candy. That is big. Tara McNamara, Erin, Clara, thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. I hope you enjoyed that one. And indeed, yes, we had Shamila as well, just reminding us of the wonderful books that Shamila has done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Absolutely. Yes, Lydia Yamaguchi, put that on your calendar. And as of tomorrow, I will have all the media stuff that will be going out. So please keep an eye out. Social Justice Holiday Children's Book Fair. I'm telling you, I say that name so confidently, but I know I'm probably transposing a few of those words in there. But thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Mark your calendar. December 11th. It's happening at Tians in Berkeley. Tians in Berkeley. 6th annual Children's Book Fair, Social Justice Children's Holiday Book Fair. Oh my goodness. This name, Angela, why is the name so long? Thank you so much for joining in. Of course, welcome to the family. Miles and Owen, thank you for joining us. And of course, Christine, thank you for joining us out in Massachusetts today. Hugs to you. Thank you for being here with us on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And of course, Lydia Yamaguchi. And of course, from here to Storytime, say, have a lovely day, everyone. Have a wonderful day indeed. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. Pamela Courtney, good to see you here. And you say, love this. It is a wonderful book indeed. And of course, too, I hope, I know, Pamela, that Braylon and Chad went with Auntie Anne to vote. They went, and so I am so happy with that. So proud, as I think Amanda West puts it here. Yes, yay for youth involvement. And it makes a difference. And we have to remind our little ones, let our little ones know now how important their participation is. It is their right. It is indeed a civic duty that we do. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate the time that we spent here together. So Niwe Ngwenya, one more time, thank you for joining us out there in you're in Zimbabwe right now, but thank you for joining us from out there too. And I hope that indeed you can join us even when you're back in Lusaka, Zambia. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody that joined in Storytime today, joining us live. Please join me in welcoming to Storytime Miles and Owen, and of course Christine, and of course to this wonderful community. We hope to see you tomorrow for more Storytime when we're back, and we're bringing back one that I love so much from Dave Eggers and Sean Harris. And this one is called What Can a Citizen Do? Yes, what can I do? What can you do? Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Hugs, 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 hugs. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Tara, and of course, Erin and Clara out there in Massachusetts as well. I hope that your day is indeed beautiful. I hope that settling into that new place is lovely. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. This has been Storytime for this Thursday. This has been Storytime for today. And we were reading Neighbors by Kasya Denisevich. I will see you again tomorrow for more Storytime. Much love, friends. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. Won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. Won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.